Today I am bringing you an original tag video. For those of you who don't know, I really love superheroes. I have read so many comics, like so many, it's actually kind of insane, but I thought that it would be fun to create my own original tag. It is going to be the Avengers book tag because even if you haven't read comics, you had to have seen the Avengers movie. It was like the best movie of the year that it came out in, and it was written by Joss Whedon, so it's amazing. And it just like is one of those superhero movies that really brought everything more into the mainstream and just opened up the genre of comics to a much wider audience. So I really appreciate everything about that. I can say almost all of the lines in the movie because it's so good and I've seen it so many times. But anyway, I'm gonna get into my tag video. The first question is Iron Man, Tony Stark, a book that made you laugh out loud. And for this I chose To All the Boys I've Loved Before by Jenny Han and its sister book, P.S. I Still Love You. It's a duology and the song sisters are just so funny and I can absolutely perfectly picture all of Lara Jean's reactions to certain things, and I love Kitty's sass, as I've said several times, so there were actual times where I was laughing out loud reading this book. Next is Captain America, Steve Rogers, a book that sends a positive message, and for this I chose the Harry Potter series because it sends an amazing message to lots of young readers, just giving them a very clear sense of right and wrong and how you should be accepting of people from all walks of life. You know, mudblood's a bad word. And just, I think in general, like the battle between Harry and Voldemort for good versus evil, it's one of the most basic themes, but it's just executed so well that it's something that really resonates with its readers and sends such a positive message. Next is Black Widow, Natasha Romanov, a book with a kick-butt female protagonist. And for this, I had to go with Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Selena Sardothian is someone that I would never want to cross. She is an amazing assassin, and she is just kicking butt on like every single page of this series. She is fantastic, and I can't wait until Queen of Shadows comes out in the fall. Next is Hawkeye, Clint Barton, an underrated book that you wish more people would pay attention to. For this, I'm going with Love Letters to the Dead by Ava DeLaria. I remember getting a message on Goodreads from Stephen Chbosky, who wrote The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which I read in high school and I loved. And it's the only book that he's ever recommended, so I was like, I have to. Like, I have to get it and find out what it is that he loves about this so much. And I just thought that this was so well written, and the way that the main character views life is just gorgeous. It's a very sad story about a girl that loses her sister, and she's still kind of coping with that loss and trying to step out of her shadow in certain ways. So it's just phenomenal, and if you haven't read it, you have to, because really, I feel like I never hear about this, and it's just so amazing. Next is Hulk, Bruce Banner, a book that made you incredibly angry. For this, I am choosing the first book in Lev Grossman's Magicians series, or trilogy rather. I was told over and over again that this book was basically adult Harry Potter, and it is not. There is magic and there are older adults, but it is not adult Harry Potter, and it is incredibly depressing, and that made me mad because I was expecting like this really great magical story, and while it is a really great magical story, it's not in the way that I was expecting. I actually haven't read the second two books yet, but I am planning on doing so very soon because Sci-Fi is coming out with a television series based on the book, and I feel like I need to read it, and I've been told that it keeps getting better and that the ending is really good, so I'm gonna stick with it. Next is Thor, who's also on my shirt, a book with a character whose strength you admired. And for me, I'm gonna have to go with Hazel from The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I thought Hazel was a really strong protagonist and just the way that she kind of accepted everything about her life, having this terminal disease. She was just such a strong character, and even when she wasn't feeling totally strong, she always put on a strong front for her parents because she didn't want to make them more upset than they already were that their daughter is dealing with this. So I just think that Hazel is so incredibly strong and so incredibly wonderful. I mean, I feel like most people have read this book, so you know what I'm talking about. And last, which is a bonus question because he is not technically part of the Avengers, but he is in the Avengers movie, is Thor's own brother Loki. And for that, I am asking you guys to pick a book with a twist or surprise that tricked you. So for this, I am gonna go with These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. This tricked me in a sense because I was told that this story was going to be Titanic in space, and it wasn't. There was like one scene in the beginning that was a little bit Titanic-esque, but other than that, like the entire rest of the novel was nothing like Titanic, and it was much more like military style. And it's about these two people that are stranded on this planet together and trying to uncover a mystery and find their way back to the rest of their civilization. So it was just absolutely not what I was expecting. It was pretty enjoyable. So, but it just overall, the synopsis kind of tricked me. So yes. That is it for my Avengers book tag. I'm going to be tagging a whole lot of people, including, let's see, About to Read, Novels and Nonsense, Padfoot and Prongs 07, Emma Books, Catty-tastic, Jessie the Reader, Poland Banana Books, Tashaopolis, because I know she's a fangirl, Christina Horner, Maureen Keevy, Amory, and if I think of anyone else, I will add them down below, but those are the ones that are coming to my mind right now. So I hope that you guys do it. I hope that you enjoyed this tag because it was so much fun to create, and I've already come up with like a whole list of original tags that I want to come up with questions for. So let me know what you guys think of this one, and I'll be posting some more of those soon, and I will see you then. Bye! My voice. Water break. Whew. I feel like out of breath from holding those heavy books. That's probably a bad sign. Staring contest.